Written
not
by
going to let it go, are you?
written by Paul McCartney when it's on Sgt. Pepper. But McCartney wrote this when he was like 14, thinking about being really, really old at 64. Now with Mike, who is 64, reflections on that. And I offer this really just as an affectionate nudge. 64 ain't nothing. You'll be 64 for another 6 days before you hit the big 6'5". You know who's laughing at you? Trump. Look, you know
who's not laughing at me? Biden.
Okay, I'll match you, 82-year-old for 82-year-old. You know who is? Harrison Ford, doing the most energetic, incredible work of his life. He's old enough to be your dad, riding horses, playing pickleball, who knows what. So
Probably wearing diapers on the set.
I don't think. I bet not. I bet
you never know.
I'll hear nothing of you young whippersnappers at 65.
Can we put a moratorium on this talk? I want to skip it. I talked to my boss this morning. We were talking about how 65 just all of a sudden it's like, how did this get here? And Phil and Diana, his wonderful wife, they were just talking about this the other day. Isn't it crazy, the older you get, how much faster time passes by?
Yes,
think about it, Mark. We're in April. It's April 1st. It feels like yesterday it was the election.
That is correct.
I mean, blink of an eye, but it didn't used to feel this way.
You know, and this is weird. It may be math because I'm 67, and here we are in our mid 60s. Every year is a smaller percentage of the life we have led. When you're 10, another year is like another 10% of what you've lived. When you're 60-something, another year is but a tiny sliver. So once you've got all that behind you, everything that's before you seems to be a smaller fraction. That may be a clumsy explanation, but
I choose to ignore next week. I'll be off. I'm going to just try to disconnect. I'm going to go enjoy and pretend I'm 49.
We'll be thinking about you.
Hey, big day today, a huge day in Wisconsin, a huge day in Florida. The stakes are so high. Wisconsin voters are heading to the polls. Look, the truth is, if we lose the Wisconsin Supreme Court, Wisconsin's going to redistrict immediately. They made it clear. Hakeem Jeffries admitted it. Hakeem Jeffries said, here's the key. We got to get this progressive Susan Crawford, this former Obama official, and we got to get her elected. And then they're going to gerrymander, going to redistrict, and we're going to lose a couple of seats in the House of Representatives. Same is true for Wisconsin. For Florida. We've got that central Florida, that District 6, that race is so tight. And
that's the Mike Waltz vacancy, and the other one is the Matt Gaetz vacancy. But you know what? I'm confident of Republican victories in both of those.
Don't say that. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, I think we sort of go the conventional route, and Trump's not at the top of the ticket right now to take people over. And it's a whole different ballgame. And these people on the left are loud, they're aggressive, they're rattling cages, and it's the Democrats.
And they got money. They have poured, especially into that first district race for the Matt Gaetz vacancy. Democrat has outspent the Republican there like 3-1.
I was talking to a family friend yesterday. They have a loved one in their family who's mad at everybody who's a Trump supporter, and it's causing a rift in the family. It's causing a rift with friendships. And the person I talked to is not really a Trump fan per se. Doesn't really like his personality. However, he knows that the alternative was unthinkable. And he said, this is policy, policy, policy. And he said something that captures the Trump era. It's all common sense stuff. None of this stuff is radical. None of this stuff is crazy extremism. It's common sense. When you think about looking through the lens of common sense-dom on everything Trump's doing, it's so true. I mean, it's not, look, we're doing Social Security the way we did it in the 1950s. We're sending checks to dead people. And Trump wants to make the Social Security Administration function like an Apple store. Efficient, online. If you've got a grandma or grandpa that doesn't know how to get online, well, then guide them lovingly and show them how to do it instead of sending checks to 137-year-old dead people. I mean, it's just common sense. And I mean, look at Pete Hegseth yesterday. Oh, they're all mad at him now because he wants to have combat standards be the same for men and women.
Correct.
Look, if you're a woman and you want to serve in combat, knock yourself out. You just got to meet the same rigorous standards as a man. Isn't that common sense?
Of course it is.
I mean, we go down the list of everything on and on and on. So today's a huge day. Tomorrow's a big day. The tariffs. And we haven't spent enough time on this, Mark. was talking to a financial guy yesterday, and he said, look, because I've got some real estate stuff going on right now, and I'm a little nervous about it, and it's not moving like I thought, and Florida real estate's a little unusual. And he said, look, let's get through Wednesday because there's a lot of uncertainty because of this whole tariffs thing that's sort of looming over our heads. Once the Wall Street Journal is wagering that Trump is just doing some gamemanship, that this is the art of the deal. He's not going to the Trump tariffs aren't going to be quite as promised because it's part of his negotiation. But whatever happens tomorrow, there will then be a conclusion and the markets will settle in and then things will start happening. Real estate is going to start bouncing back. People will feel a little more confident about spending their money and making purchases. So really, Mark, this is a huge week today and tomorrow.
And it's
2 big days.
And everything you described, and the markets, I think even this week, the markets may convulse in there. Your 401k may take a little bit of a hit in the coming days. That's because if there's anything the markets don't like to make them nervous, it's unpredictability, real change. The markets, our country, our society has been so used to slow, glacier pace. Nothing ever really happens. Now along comes Trump with his fire hose of developments and Musk with his fast-paced way of doing things. It's exactly what we need. Long term, it's going to work out just fine. Have some faith. It's going to create American jobs. It's going to reinvigorate American manufacturing. And these are for good reasons. But it's so rare to have anybody in politics say, look, rather than just curry favor right now, today, in this news cycle, I'm going to do something that might look a little weird and a little squirrely, might make you a little nervous right now. But trust me, long term, it's going to be good. And I have that trust. It is going to be good.
Caroline Leavitt yesterday outside the White House did a beautiful job of detailing why Trump wants these trade practices to even out. They're hurting the trade practices that we're currently under are hurting American businesses. 50% tariff from the EU on American dairy, 700% tariff from Japan on rice, 100% tariff from India on agricultural products. And Trump's position is it's impossible for American products to be imported into these markets. It's time for reciprocity. And that's all it is. And you talk to these smart people, you hear from the Larry Kudlows and all these people who know this stuff, the Canadian guy, what's his name, Kevin O'Leary. These are smart people, a lot of common sense, a lot of wisdom. Speaking of a lack of common sense, though, tell me you saw the clip of the guy caught carving a swastika onto a guy's Tesla.
Yes, I did.
Can we play it? Can we all share it together? Do you mind? Because
you got a minute.
I do. I think Christian's got it. It's delicious because this is a grown ass man. Pardon my French. This is an adult. You talk about 65, 75. This guy looks like he's 45, 50. This is not a kid. So this dummy is defacing a guy's car. Because he owns a Tesla, and heaven forbid you have a Tesla because then you're a Nazi. Now, check this out. He gets caught. Listen to how the guy acts after he got caught carving a swastika or painting a swastika onto the side of the guy's Tesla. This is rich.
Free service. How about you pay for the repairs? Write a check. You just bought a Tesla.
I can wipe it off
with a
towel.
No,
it's not.
No, it is a hate crime, sir. It is a hate crime. Did you write a swastika on there?
I'm sorry you're upset.
Did you write a swastika?
It didn't even work. Apparently, it doesn't work.
Did you write a swastika on the? It's a key, sir. We see it on the video.
It's not a key.
Is it a swastika?
I was probably putting my keys in my pocket.
Is it a swastika?
Have you looked at your car?
Is it a swastika?
Is there a key mark?
Yes. Is it a swastika?
That's impossible.
It's at the police right now. It's being fingerprinted.
What do you mean it's being fingerprinted?
Because they're trying to track you down. Thankfully, Facebook tracked you down. So your business, your freaking livelihood, everything now.
Listen,
because you chose to write so to tell Facebook that you're sorry for writing a swastika on a Tesla.
Listen, I said I'm sorry.
For what?
And I apologize.
For what?
I have nothing against your car, and I have nothing against you.
So why would you write a swastika on a Tesla?
Obviously, I have something against Elon Musk, but that's not the
so
way
Elon
to
Musk
show my...
owns that car? Because
no,
it was
he
bought
owns
and
the
paid
company.
for. It was bought and paid for a long time
That's
ago.
why it's misguided, and obviously I did not intend to do this.
Well,
Now, didn't intend. His hand slipped. He didn't intend to do it.
it was
Now,
just
Mark,
involuntary
somebody knows.
swastika.
People know the guy in the community. I'm sure he's got a job. He's got a family. Mark, how would let me put you on the spot.
Yeah.
You work with people all day long. You've spent decades working with good people.
Mm-hmm.
If that guy worked for you,
Yeah.
how would that affect your relationship with him? I mean, what an imbecile.
Now that he is famous in the community and instantly recognizable as a political bigot idiot, depends on what he does for me and what the nature of my business is. Because I'm a big believer in redemption. It sounds like the shock of being discovered and caught brought him around to some clarity.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't have been doing it in exactly this fashion.
I have nothing against your car. Nice.
I know he's a complete moron. If he can continue to do the job, if a strong letter in the file and a scolding from me, don't do that anymore. Go forth and sin no more. I'm a big believer in second chances. Here's the asterisk. However, if he's visible, if he's like out in the community as a sales guy, and he's going to go out and try to sell widgets for my, Mark Davis widget company, it's like, hey, you're the big dummy that put the swastika on the Tesla. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to wonder how would he treat somebody that he comes in contact with whose political views don't align with his.
And there's a big difference between people who are sorry and people who are sorry they got caught. There's a difference.
He was sorry he got caught. Yeah. But here's the thing. This perfectly encapsulates their side right now. They are flailing. They don't know what to do. They think maybe if I carve up a swastika on a car, that'll make me feel better.
Right. Have you seen these clowns clubbing the living daylights out of toy Teslas on a curb?
Oh my gosh, that big fat guy on a scooter crashing his scooter into a Tesla. I mean, like a nutcase. Lucky he didn't break his neck. I mean, well, that's what they get. But this is what we're up against, Mark. And let's face it, I like our chances. I like
our chances, and I like our chances in Florida. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. That doesn't mean you should rest on your laurels in Florida.
Listening
in
vote.
Florida, get out and vote. Do it.
You can't sit on the sidelines. Do not listen to Mark Davis. Ignore Mark Davis. Ignore his comfortableness.
You're behind by 10. You're behind by 10.
Well, what about Wisconsin? Hey, Swami, what do you think is going to happen there?
I have no idea about Wisconsin. My fingers are crossed so tight, my hands are purple. Absolutely.
The extremist progressive is up like 5 or 6 points in the polls. So come on, Wisconsin, get off.
Let's go.
You got to do your part. You got to work. You got to get off the sidelines. All right, any April Fool's Day tricks planned?
None whatsoever. I'm anti-prank.
Me too. I like a good prank, but I'm a little leery about today, especially in the time we're living in.
Seriously.
A good prank may put me over the edge.
This plus turning 65, he's just not ready.
Yeah, I got a call from the birth certificate place saying, "No, you're really only 59." I like that. Yes, I'll take that prank.
Now that's a prank we can line up behind.
I'm on board. All right, I love you. Take care.
Forever Young, Mike Gallagher, ready to go. 10 o'clock as soon as we're done on 660 AM. The Answer.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.